up, everyone? We're going to discuss Power episode 12 of season 6. Power episode 12, season 6. So we got your boy Dub Z.
40 Cal.
You're watching Dub Z TV. And here we're about to discuss about episode 12. Last week we did episode 11, which was which was Still Drake. That was the name of the episode. I've actually forgot about what was the name of this episode, but anyway.
I think He Always Wins, or I think, was that it? Or
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that. We're about to get into this review, so you guys stay tuned for that. But before we get into that, if you're new to this channel and you like my content, you like this video with Dub Z 40 Cal, please like and subscribe to Dub Z TV to get more power content, more entertainment, music, and movie news. Okay? Anyway, so with that down and out of the way, let's go into Power episode 12 of season 6. Pretty good episode from what I see. We just got through watching it, and this episode centered mostly around Paz, the same way the last episode centered around Dre. Mm-hmm. So most of the episodes seem to be centering around the one characters in the day in the life of what they were doing right before the events of Ghost, aka James St. Patrick, getting shot. The same way Ghost had in episode 10, where everything was in the day of the life of him right before he got shot. So here we get to see a little bit of what's going on in Pa's mind, her motivations, things going on with her family, father and her son, and things of that nature. And we get to really get into the real aspect that really kind of pushed her into wanting to even go after James St. Patrick, which is Ghost. 40 Cal, I mean, what did you think so far of the episode?
So I thought it was a good episode. I would say it was even better than the last one. Main thing to, when you guys watch this, or if you've already watched it, that like Dub Z said, is focus on Paz. And I'll note some things that I thought were really good. I like the interaction with the father to show, his illness, her son. That was all done well. With this episode, we really see her hatred for Ghost build. Like, she's trying everything to find justice. And justice is a bit misguided because she still believes Ghost actually killed Angela. We all know that's not the case. Yep. And so she's like driven to get justice for Angela. So in this episode, we mainly see that even, the other characters are, hey, listen, Ghost didn't kill Angela. The evidence supports it. She's still driven to get Ghost no matter what it takes. And I don't know who directed this, but they really did a good job in showing her mindset and how she feels and her doing everything it takes to take down Ghost. There's a lot of interesting things that happen. Paz, I thought, I had a feeling they were going to do an episode on Paz based on the previews from last week. I wasn't excited for it because I'm like, all right, I'm not really that interested in her character. But in this episode, they did the absolute best they could with Paz. And I think they did a good job. They actually did it where it was good. It was good. I think another thing to note, too, is that we see a lot more, especially around the end after Ghost died. They show a little bit of what happened a bit afterwards. And,
Yes.
And I thought that part was really interesting.
That was dope. That was dope.
We also see some Mock. He makes a return.
It's John Mock, guys.
Yeah.
John Mock.
A little more than a cameo, but it's good to see him back.
Justice
I think,
behind.
He's been one of the better, I think, characters in the whole season, whole show. Another thing to note too is that I forgot the guy's name. Ballhead dude. What's his name?
Warner.
Warner. We see him a lot more in this, and we see just kind of more of his personality more, and
his frustration with his office and
his frustration. You can tell he's a by the book guy because even while he is trying to get Ghost, he does some asshole stuff like, I can't give you the pension for Angela, based on this information. Even after the fact, like, you can tell he's a bit more heartless and he's by the book, By the end of it, some shit happens. I was like, was just hilarious. We'll get to that soon, but overall, good episode, and yeah, I thought it was good. You know, it really delves into a lot more things that you're like, oh wow, you know. Like I said, we still don't get to who killed Ghost, and still not giving you a bit of inch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll spoil it here. Paz didn't do it, obviously. I'm sure 90% of you already knew that.
Right.
But yeah, what do you think, WZ?
Yes, this episode didn't disappoint. It was a very good episode. I liked it. You know, shouts out to Elizabeth Rodriguez, who's the girl who plays Paz. She did her thing on the show. Excellent, acting. They like you said, whoever wrote or directed this particular episode really did a good job in showcasing exactly the character of Paz and furthering the story of the Valdez family.
Yeah.
Not all the way, but at least giving us more of an idea of you know, what Angela meant to the family, and what her going to Cho and becoming this AUSA that she's becoming, what it meant for the rest of them, and how it helped Paz and her son and her father, who is elderly and has whatever illnesses going on. How she kind of helped them at least financially be able to move on and live a life daily. But at the same time, one of the more touching parts is when when Angela's father and Paz's father, when he just snaps out of it for a moment and just actually realizes it's Paz talking to him, and he actually just really,
that was a very great scene.
Really gave her a meaning towards what she meant to him and her mom when before even giving birth to her, and even at that time.
Not to cut you off, that scene you mentioned is so important because that happens around the back end, but throughout this episode, she's so emotionally drained and just frustrated and so angry, and they really make that apparent and clear, and they do it in such a good way. By the time you get to that scene, you're almost like wow, she really needed that. Without that, it was
she kind of brung her down.
Because she's at a point where she's almost losing everything, and her father, and in this, her father has dementia or something. Right. I don't know what it is, but throughout the episode, he thinks Angela's still alive.
He's calling Paz Angela throughout the episode
because of his mental condition, not because he doesn't know that she's dead. Paz told her father that Angela's dead, but he still hasn't grasped it yet. And by that scene that Dub Z mentioned, it was Paz really needed that. So that was really a great scene right there.
No, an excellent scene right there. I think that was, it really touched on what Paz meant really to the family. And when you said, which is peace, I guess he brought them peace. And she was pretty much the one that held, the family together. Because like he said, with her even coming into this life was a struggle. And her getting her to even to live or to achieve things was a struggle, but but with Angela, things she had it a little bit easier. But maybe Paz had to be the one to actually be the one to go through the hardships. But
in terms of the story of how Paz really plays her role, her role is important. She does reveal a couple of things, like I said, she's driven to get Ghost, and she does everything working with Warner, Sachs. She even goes to Tommy, Tommy, you gotta kill
she
Ghost.
Goes to everyone.
You gotta kill Ghost because he killed. She's at this point in the episode, she still believes that Ghost killed Angela. Eventually, she realizes, all right, it wasn't Ghost. The reality sets in, and she gets to that point. But she's really driven to, we see scenes with her with Tasha, and even they're kind of on the same page. Listen, I get how you feel. They kind of connect a bit, and you see that too. There's another scene too that with the son, like it says, the whole family, they're just so angry. And you know, and we knew she hated Ghost from way seasons back. We know that, but we see her reach the brink where we saw that episode where she had the guns and she's going towards truth, whatever, and we see all of that, and she just ends up not able to do it. She just has this they show some flashbacks, and she's like, can't do it, so that's really important too to know. In terms of some other things to know too, that we also see with the prosecutor's office, with Warner, the judge makes an appearance. We see Warner giving the testimony, the evidence that, hey, Dre's gonna
Andre Coleman actually said he
witness Ghost kill
Terry Silva.
So we see that too. A lot of good things in this episode.
Pa's son, I guess after getting frustrated, because there was a lot of things that were going on that, she had them dig Angela's grave out the...
remember, she left the cell phone there.
Right. Which I always felt like her putting that cell phone in there would be something that would be brought up later. I don't know why, but I always did. But she had them dig up her body to even anything that she could do
she can possibly do
that she can convict Ghost, even if it meant tarnishing Angela's legacy within the law enforcement department, or even not allowing her and her family to even retrieve any benefits
just to get Ghost.
But she just wanted to do whatever it takes to get Ghost, and
just vengeance.
Everywhere she was going, it just wasn't happening. It was just
she does a lot of moves where, and this is one thing about Ghost, where it just doesn't work.
It just doesn't work.
She won't even, like you said, they got the cell phone tape, the cell phone, but fortunately they couldn't pull the data out, or they could pull only half of it. She does the wiretap, let me wiretap him to see if he can admit to it. Ghost, you all know Ghost, obviously, she says just enough to just kind of, hey, listen, she helped you, whatever, but he ain't give any details.
It wasn't enough.
Just Ghost being Ghost, I mentioned before, she went to Tommy, hey, Tommy, gotta do something. She went to Tasha, she went back to Sax. She did everything she could to get Ghost, and just didn't work.
Nothing worked.
To fast forward a bit, we do see, she laying down, kind of crying, upset. After she went to go kill Ghost, and she couldn't do it. So the morning after, she finds out Ghost got killed. St. Pat, it's on the news, breaking news, all of that, and
It says James St. Patrick was shot, was killed in his club last night, whatever. So I don't know. This kind of really confirms that Ghost is dead. Even furthermore than even what the last episode said. So for those people who doubt that, there it is right there. The proof's in the pudding.
He should be dead.
I believe he's dead. There's already a will going out. He already had a will, with some money for Paz, I guess, after Angela's death. Which was made out for her.
He gave her some cash,
some money and stuff like that. Now, we did have some funny parts with
with Warner, and it's kind of interesting. I didn't know the Democratic Party or even political parties has power to really do it, but I guess it makes sense.
It does, especially if he's going to be the lieutenant governor.
So this guy, I don't know if he's a senator, he comes to Warner hey, listen, drop this St. Patrick thing. He's going for lieutenant governor. We don't want to hear about this investigation about Angela, any of this. This shit needs to go away, whatever. And Noah Warner, I said, in this episode, he's really an asshole. We see him even more on that asshole, arrogant type stuff. And, so first the Democratic guy, whatever, senator was drop this, We didn't really say anything. He's all right, whatever.
Yeah, the first visit.
Then after St. Patrick dies, and he got the Andre Coleman, all of that, and he's like, listen, I told you to let this go. And Warner whoa, what are you going to do about it, Hey, you should be receiving a phone call right now, and that's it, you're done. You're done.
And that phone
call comes.
Start ringing. And he was like, "Oh, that's it.
That's it. Yep, that should be it." Next scene, they're taking out his name from his door. He's gone. They fired him. Thought that was really a great scene, really funny, great scene right there.
Really funny.
Had me dying there.
A little bombshell that kind of got me was when actually Tasha approached Paz in the ending, trying to let her know to take the money that Ghost left her.
Yeah.
And that Ghost wasn't the one that killed Angela. Ghost actually loved Angela. You know, probably even more than me, she said. And, and she admitted that Ghost didn't kill Angela, Tommy did. Which that sent like Paz in a whole renewed rage.
Yeah,
her rage has went back up, but now directed towards someone else.
Exactly.
You know, and
it's important to note that in this episode, before that scene where Tasha tells Paz, because she tells him after Ghost died, or whatever. And remember, like before, like while she was trying to get Ghost in this episode, Paz goes to Tommy like, please kill him. I'll pay you, do anything. Tommy was like, nah, you gotta go. We gotta go. You know, and Tommy couldn't do it obviously because he killed Angela, and he's not gonna tell her. But he's like, I can't help you, whatever. But so that made that scene a lot more important and more relevant because Tommy just lied to her face, and she was begging. She was begging Tommy to kill Ghost for Angela, and she was begging the person that killed Angela to kill Ghost.
Angela wasn't innocent. You know, we all did some things for people we love, even you would have, or whatever like that. So I'm pretty sure as Tasha's telling her Paz that Tommy did it, all that stuff started replaying in her head, and she was like, "This mother, effort," you know.
Then she goes to Tommy's apartment with the gun, about to kill Tommy. We just see Tommy bounce, apartment empty.
Vacant.
He bounced vacant.
Apartment completely vacant.
And I have theories on that. I'm thinking maybe because he killed Benny the Italian, so maybe he's like, I gotta bounce. Maybe because he moved in with Lakeisha, I think her name. Yeah, Lakeisha. So, you know, it could be a couple of reasons why his apartment was done. It was all empty. All the furniture was moved. But yeah, that's really it for the episode. You know, this is one of the better episodes. If you didn't like the last one, I think you'll enjoy this one a lot more.
Which one? The last one was pretty good anyway too. I mean, I haven't heard anybody complain about it too much.
I thought the last one was good. It was good. I didn't really have anything bad.
But this one was definitely a good episode.
It
was the Paz show. Last one was Dre's show. This is the Paz show. But even while it was the Paz show, I felt like it still touched enough walls of the power to kind of let everybody have an understanding of it.
Yeah, and it filled in some gaps too. We understand a lot more now, and it kind of fills in. So like you said, you're filling in the gaps, the puzzle with this episode.
We have 3 more episodes to go. And that will conclude the series of Power. And let's see, we still got 5 more suspects before we actually get to
the preview. Didn't show much, so same thing. It seemed like it's gonna be based on Tommy, but we still really don't.
We still really don't know.
We don't know. But
So that's about it. Well, guys, if you enjoyed, comment below. Let us know your thoughts. What are your theories? How do you feel about Elizabeth Rodriguez playing how she played out Paz in this episode, especially for someone who had more of a smaller supporting role, and having a whole episode of her? She did a great job, and she's good anyway. I've seen her on other shows like Orange Is the New Black and other shows like that. But she's done a lot of other good acting in different shows, but she's done her thing. But let us know your thoughts. On what you think the episode was. If you guys have any theories who shot Ghost,
let us know.
Let us know. Let us know your thoughts. So I think that'll do it for this video. I mean, do you have any other?
I don't really have anything else. I don't really have anything else for you to say. Like I said, this episode was a little bit. It wasn't self-contained, but it kind of was, since it was just about primarily one person.
Right.
Yeah, it's not really a good episode. That's really it.
Yes, and like we said last time before, stay tuned for the Godfather of Harlem a review we're gonna do. We just finished concluding watching it. We're just gonna do one for tonight. We got to do the thing for episode 12 of Power. So stay tuned for that, and stick with us. Again, you're gonna get more content, and more videos and stuff like that. So, anything else?
That's it.
It's a wrap. So you got your boy Dub G.
40 Cal.
Watching Dub G TV.